Hello and welcome to another episode of my show that I call Popcorn King. What is this like? What is this? Episode 21 or something like that? Um it's good to be into the 20s. I'm getting a hang of these shows. They're really good fun, these long form things. And what a show we've got for you. Today we are going to be reviewing the new Happy Gilmore film, the new Naked Gun film, and we're actually even going to be going through my predictions of the Emmys this year, because I've watched a hell of a lot of TV series. But that's going to be towards the end. First, let's just get straight in to some reviews. And first off, we are doing a review of a little movie that I personally call Happy Gilmore 2. This is the brand new Adam Sandler movie starring Adam Sandler, also starring Julie Bowen. She's the lady from Modern Family, I think. It's got Ben Stiller. He's the guy who is directing Severance. It's got Bad Bunny. He's the guy who sings Spanish songs. We've got people like Haley Joel Osment in this. He's a little boy from Sixth Sense. Christopher McDonald, who is a guy that is in everything, yet I can never remember what he's in. And just a who's who of, I guess Adam Sandler's friends, basically. So what did I think of this film? Let me give you a quick synopsis and I'll tell you what I think of this film. So the synopsis on IMDb says, revisit Happy Gilmore's golf career after his win in the Tour Championship. Great synopsis. Straight to the point. I thought the film was quite bad. Honestly, quite bad. It's got quite a weird sort of start to the story. Spoiler alert if you don't want any spoilers for the new Happy Gilmore movie, but the story starts off with Happy Gilmore accidentally killing his wife with a golf ball. So I think that's the Julie Bowen character. He just hits her right in the face with a golf ball and she dies. It's funnier me talking about it than the actual film. And then that's the beginning tone of the film. He sort of becomes a bit of a drunk. He quits golf, never wants to play golf again. And I guess the film is really about him getting back on the course and taking another big swing. But it's just not good. It really is not good. It is, like I say, cameo central. There's just everyone and their sons are doing a cameo in this, and I'm not even joking. Like, you've obviously got the Rob Schneider, you can do it, like in every single every single Adam Sandler film ever. But then you've also got, like, I believe, let me see if I can just verify this. I might be completely wrong, but I believe Rob Schneider's son is in this for some reason. And it's just really weird. Like, the whole film is just awkward jokes, like funny, like not even funny, but just jokes that, like, it's got Sadie Sandler. I presume Sadie Sandler is related to Adam Sandler. It's got Jackie Sandler, Sonny Sandler. These are all just Adam Sandler's family, right? It's got Steve Buscemi for some reason. It's just like, let's just do loads of cameos throughout the whole film. It's truly, truly bizarre. It's got one of the Safdie brothers in it. Like, what the hell? The Safdie brothers are, like, at the top of their directorial game. They have done some incredible movies like Uncut Gems, Good Time. Like, those two films are incredible. And then they've also got a film coming up this year called The Smashing Machine, which is by Benny Safdie. Everyone's talking about that film maybe being nominated for Oscars. Like the Safdies, that they're at the top of the universe at the moment. And for some reason, one of the Safdie brothers is in this film. What does Adam Sandler have over all these actors that he's able to get them all into a very rubbish, mediocre film where not one single joke landed for me, if I'm honest with you? And this is a Netflix film, and I know Adam Sandler has some kind of deal with Netflix, like he sold his soul to Netflix, but Netflix do not have any quality control when it comes to Adam Sandler's films. It's quite ridiculous, if I'm honest with you. It really just felt like an excuse for Adam Sandler to get a bunch of money from Netflix and just hang out with all his mates and make a stupid, silly film, which isn't silly in like the fun way. It's not Flight of the Conchords silly. It's just silly. It's not very good. And it's literally got all of Adam Sandler's family. It's literally got everybody and their son and their daughter. It's really bad. And we have to talk about the state of Adam Sandler and his career, because he needs to give up comedy, if I'm honest with you. He really needs to give up comedy, because what has he done in terms of comedy, right? In the past 10 years? I could maybe even stretch that to 20 years, maybe, right? We're talking, let me have a look. Let me have a look at his films. We're talking Murder Mystery 2. I didn't even know there was a Murder Mystery 1. Hubie Halloween. Ridiculous. Never heard of it. The first Murder Mystery. There we go. And then we're talking. There's so many things on his IMDb which I have never heard of. He was in Pixels for some reason. The Cobbler. I'm pretty sure that was rubbish. Blended. That can't have been good. We've got Grown Ups 2. That's my boy. Like, okay, if I keep going back, we're at 2011. Jack and Jill, Zookeeper, Just Go With It, the first Grown Ups. This is a bad state of comedy, and I'm just going to keep going back down through his comedy career. I know some people love Adam Sandler, and even I have a kind of member berries fondness for some Adam Sandler films. But when I'm looking through, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry, Don't Mess with the Zohan, Click. He's made some of the worst films ever made. The Longest Yard, Spanglish. He was in The Hot Chicks, 8 Crazy Nights, Little Nicky. And then we get to the quote unquote good Adam Sandler films that we all remember and love from our youths. Films like Waterboy, right? Films like The First Happy Gilmore. Films like Billy Madsen. But if you rewatch them, they've just aged better. Like The Waterboy just is like ridiculous, honestly. And I really enjoyed that film when I was younger. And I'm not saying there's no place for that in our history of good films. But watch it now. It's kind of shitty. Big Daddy is kind of alright. And it's just too much. Like, there's too many bad ones for me to think that he's had a good career. Now, I will say this. He's done a few sort of serious movies, right? Punch Drunk Love. He did Punch Drunk Love in the early 2000s, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. That film was amazingly good. I really love that film. That's up there, one of my favorite films. he did Uncut Gems, right? Which was I believe that was a Safdie Brothers film. Let me check. Uncut Gems, yeah, Safdie Brothers wrote it and directed it. That film leaves you hyperventilating. It's so stressful. His characterization in that film of a man who is incapable of making a good decision for himself, who just keeps making the wrong decision the whole way through. You just want to kill yourself by the end of that film. It is one of the most hyperventilating situations. I don't even think I could get through that whole film. It is so stressful. That's amazing. Adam Sandler, like, what the fuck? That's a great film. Up and coming. He's been sort of touted to be one of the front runners for Best Supporting Actor in an upcoming film this year for a drama called J. Kelly, which is the new Noah Baumbach film, right? And not with this starring George Clooney, Laura Dern, like, and Sandler's in this, and he's like touted to be like the front runner for Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. So he's got the chops to actually do some amazing work. But for some reason, he thinks he's good at comedy. And I look back through his career and I'm like, you're not that good at comedy, if I'm honest with you. You know, you have not made that many good comedy films. You've made a couple of okay comedy films from like the 90s, which, to be honest, have not dated that well. When you watch them back now, you're like, they're all right, I guess. Very, very low level humor, but fair enough. But he's also made some of the absolute worst films ever made. Jack and Jill, Don't Mess with the Zohan. These are famously bad films, right? These are all-time horrible films. And he did them. And now he's doing Happy Gilmore 2, and it's just not good enough, really. We should really be holding our legends accountable and to a higher standard. If you're going to be making J. Kelly, and if you're going to be just have Netflix throw money at you, make use of it. Like, make stuff you should be proud of. Don't just mess around with your mates and your family and have, I don't know, just sort of a paid vacation together. Just hire really great writers and pull up your sleeves and do some good work like you're obviously doing in J. Kelly. But it's really disappointing. Like, I dislike Adam Sandler movies, if I'm honest with you. Apart from now his just dramatic ones. And I think he should continue on the dramatic street. And if he's going to continue doing comedy, if he still believes he's a great comedy writer and comedy director and comedy actor, he needs to have some form of quality control there, because there's a lot of shit to sift through. Okay. The next film just tell me what you thought. Tell me what you thought in the comments below. Maybe you loved it. Maybe I'm just grumpy. Maybe I've just sort of grown out of that humor. But yeah, let me know what you thought in the comments below. I'd love to read your comments. Next, I am doing a review of a horror movie that I saw, which is called Bring Her Back. Bring Her Back is the brand new who's in this film? Sally Hawkins movie starring Sally Hawkins. It's directed by those two brothers, Danny Michael Filippo. They're the ones who directed Talk to Me. So Talk to Me is that they're an Australian duo, director, writers. Started off being like drivers for The Babadook, which is another great Australian horror film. One of my favourite horror films, probably my top 10 horror films of all time, The Babadook. So good. Then they became YouTubers, these two, and they were just doing silly, sort of almost like Jackass type YouTube stuff. And then they made their first directorial feature film, and it was this sort of party horror film. Teenagers doing drugs, getting drunk, great Australian soundtrack, Australian hip hop in the background, and talking to the dead, and it just becomes horrific and horrible to watch. There's scenes with a dog, there's scenes with like a foot in her mouth, and you're just like, this is wild. This really is like a wild, fun, energetic frenzy of a film, real frenzy. And you're like, damn, these two brothers have really put their stamp on something. And then I saw those two brothers on Joe Rogan doing an interview, and their personality is quite manic, quite insane. They're real unique, eccentric personalities, like making money, having drugs tested on them, and sort of laughing about the sicknesses they would get. Just stuff like that. Like they're real insane young directors that just have this frenzy and this energy about them, which really shone through the film Talk to Me. I loved Talk to Me. Talk to Me was so good, and so I was very excited for their difficult second album, their second feature film, their sophomore film. And personally, in my opinion, they knocked it out of the park. It is holy shit. But they didn't just replicate things they had done before. So, like I say, Talk to Me was this high energetic frenzy of a film with these big party scenes and footage on cameras of people at parties talking to the dead, and just this kind of like cool, fun vibe. This one, Bring Her Back, is the opposite. They went the other direction. This is slow and haunting and dark and small. And there is a moment in the film where they get drunk and listen to music, and I'm like, here we go. The brothers they're gonna bring back that frenetic energy, but no, they dial it back down. It's this slow, haunting, terrifying look at grief and what you would do to be able to hug your loved ones again, ones that you've lost. And it is just gruesome, and there's no jump scares. And I like a good jump scare every now and then, but they're kind of easy. They're like a quick boom, that makes a good horror film. We made you jump, we win. We're the winners, right? Between the filmmakers and the audience. The filmmakers make the audience jump, the filmmakers win. This doesn't have any jump scares. It's just a slow, you know exactly what's about to happen. Like, it's not like this is a surprise. There's a moment with a knife, with some food at the end of that knife, and you know what's going to happen when a little kid holds that. You know. So there's no surprise. And you just hear it first, and then you fucking see it, and it is like, you put your head, like, I literally threw my hands up to my head watching this, going, what the fuck am I seeing? It creeps up on you, like up your spine. It really suffocates you in the atmosphere of terror. It is hard to watch. There are some scenes in this which are hard to watch. The gore, the body gore in this is top notch. It's got something to say, something serious to say about grief and about the lengths we're willing to go, about the foster care system. So it's really about this brother and sister who have to go into foster because their dad dies, and they get put with this mum who lost her daughter, but she's a mum who's worked in the care system for many, many years, and so she's just like the right person to send these two foster kids to. So she takes them on, and it's these terrifying rituals in a secluded sort of part of Australia. And there are moments literally where you just sit there with your mouth open going, no way, this is fucking crazy. This is insane. Please no. There's one scene, like, I guess a little bit, I'm not going to give any spoilers with plot points at all, but there is a scene where a little girl gets punched in the face in her fucking sleep. And I'm like, I almost had to laugh because it looks so real and it looks so aggressive and horrible. And you're like, what the fuck is it? It's like that. It was a bit like that scene in one of the most recent It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia seasons where these men fight all these kids in the street and they proper punching these kids in the face. And you're like, this belongs in Always Sunny in Philadelphia. This is insane. Why is this little girl, who's blind, by the way, a blind little girl, getting punched in the face by another human being in her sleep, almost as like a joke? And it's just like, this is crazy. And when you see it, it is horrific. Like, I actually wanted to laugh. You know, like they say laughter is a response to fear. That is what this film did for me. I had to just like put my hands over my face and start giggling at some points because I was like, this is too much. Like, I can't handle the fear anymore. It's too intense. The feeling of dread and the feeling of things going wrong and the feeling of like fear is so intense. It's got supernatural elements to it. It's what lengths another human will go who is experiencing grief, and you're just like, damn, these brothers have a slow burn on their hands. And the slow burn, it doesn't have too many twists and turns that you wouldn't be expecting. You're kind of introduced to it from the beginning, I guess, but like, it is, the story unfolds and you're like, okay, they're going there. Okay, they are going there. Okay, they're still going in this direction. Fuck, they're really going there. Like, that's what you're like. Like, it's not, there's no big shock surprises. There's no big jump scares. It's what I thought, but witnessing it is like, this, I don't ever want to see. I don't want to, my body should not be feeling like this. Like, well, why is, why is it so cold in this cinema? Why am I shivering and shaking? You know, such a good film. Sally Hawkins, wonderful, wonderful performance. The little blind girl was just so good. The boy was good. Everybody was good in this film. Very small cast, and just great. I had to remind, sometimes I was watching the knife scene with the food, I was watching it and being like, just remember this is special effect. Remember this is some form of effect, and there's a lighting crew and like a sound crew, and like it probably just tastes like strawberries or something. I had to keep like remind myself of that because I was watching it and I was like, my eyes should not be witnessing this. This is insane. So, a wonderful film. Like, will I ever watch it again? Probably not. But I just love it when a director has an objective to make me feel a certain way and they achieve that objective to the absolute highest regard. And I'm like, fucking well done, directors. You had me in the palm of your hand and I was just at your mercy throughout the film. I was at your mercy and I was trying to get out. You know when you go, oh, I hate that bit of the film. It really took me out of the film. I didn't like that moment in the film. It just really took me out. And when they say that, they mean just really like took me out of like being enveloped in the film. I wasn't enveloped anymore. I was too aware of my surroundings. I was too aware of the mechanisms it takes to make a film. That's what they mean when people go, oh, that bit of a film was really bad. It really took me out. In this film, I wanted to be taken out. I was trying to get taken out. I was like, take me out. Like, I had to keep reminding myself, okay, it's just a film. There's mechanisms in a film. Like, this is just a little kid. His mum is probably just around the corner, like just behind the camera. Like, it's all just fake. Like, it's not real. It's not real. I was trying to get taken out and I was still enveloped. I was so utterly dragged into this film. I felt like, The Sunken Place in Get Out, where you're in the chair and you can't get out of the chair and then you sink in. I felt like that at the cinema, just glued and just being like, fuck, what am I witnessing? So great film. It's going to go somewhere in my top 10 at the moment so far. I thought this has been a iffy year for horror films, but we've had Bloodlines, which was good, really good. Final Destination Bloodlines, that is. Now we've got this. We've got Together coming out in the UK, I think, next week. We've got Weapons coming out in the UK next week. So maybe we are about to hit a really good run of horror films, and maybe this year will be another great year for horror films like last year was. Let me know what you thought of this film in the comments below. Maybe you were like, this needed a few jump scares. I don't know. It worked for me. It was as horrific as a film could possibly be. And I fucking loved it. Great film. Next, I am doing a review of a series which actually came out, I think it came out last year. Monsters, the Lyle and Erik Story. TV series on Netflix. And it's been nominated for an Emmy, so I was like, okay, I've got to watch it. I remember people talking about this last year. I just never got around to it. I did see the first season of Monsters. It's like an anthology. Monsters is like an anthology series. So the first one was all about, what's his name? Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer. That famous cannibal. Just horrific. And I thought, wow, that was amazing. Evan Peters in that series was incredible. And this is the next one in the anthology series, which is about a completely different true story, based on a true story, I guess, of these other killers, and it's the Lyle Menendez and Erik Lyle Menendez and Erik Menendez brothers, and how they killed their parents famously. And it's an incredible TV series, I have to say. This deserves to be nominated for the Emmys. Now I'm going to go through the Emmys later on in this video, if you're watching the full show. But right now I'm just like, this was so good. The way the story unfolds. So it's a true story, right? So I couldn't help but look it up a little bit. And as with every jury case, it is sometimes difficult to have an absolute definitive answer to things. And this series explores lots of potential ideas and circumstances which could have been true, which we just don't know. We don't know how much lies or how many lies were being told. We don't know what was a lie, what was not a lie. We just have what they said on the stand and what the jury did or didn't believe. There's no real definitive proof here, apart from that they killed their parents. They definitely killed their parents. Is more about the why. And the series doesn't let you know what's true. The series doesn't take a stance, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The series doesn't go, okay, they were abused as children. The series presents that idea, but then it flip-flops and presents a different idea. And you're like, oh, okay, now maybe I guess I understand why they did what they did. Oh, okay, no, that's not the case. I don't really... Oh, okay, like the series keeps doing that, and it never tells you what the filmmaker or writers kind of believe actually happened. It just goes through all of the possibilities, and you're like, okay, this is great. Like, I am truly, utterly addicted to this story. I'm so interested. The performances were all really good, but I have to say the two brothers were great. But I have to say, Javier Bardem as Jose Menendez stole the show. He is just a fantastic actor. He's so good. so scary, so complicated? Was he secretly gay? Was he molesting his own sons? We don't know. We're just exploring those ideas, and in every variation of how this whole story may have played out, Javier Bardem is at the top of his game. He's such a good actor. He is fierce. He sucks out the oxygen in the room of his personality and his domineering presence over his family. And yeah, just a great, solid series. I loved this series. Javier Bardem was, like I say, an absolute MVP, most valuable player, and I'm so interested to know what they're going to do next, because I really loved the Dharma series. I thought that was great. Monsters, I think, was even better. Sorry, the Menendez version of Monsters was even better, and yeah, who knows what they're going to do next? I don't know. Is there a serial killer that I'd love to see? I don't know. I do not know. I don't know my serial killers well enough. There's a shipman. Is it some kind of shipman in the UK? That's a big one that has about a doctor. Maybe they could do that. But just great series. Thoroughly recommend it. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. And then let's move on to my next review. So next, I saw a movie late last night, and this movie is called The Naked Gun. So The Naked Gun is the brand new Liam Neeson movie starring Liam Neeson, Pamela Anderson, and Paul Walter Hauser. He's in everything, and I love him. And it was directed by Akiva Schaffer, who I think is one of the Lonely Island crew. Produced by Seth MacFarlane, and obviously it's the sequel / reboot / remake something of The Naked Gun, the classic spoof comedies about the police force. What did I think of this film? I didn't like it. I thought it was meh. I thought I had to actually like inwardly think, has my sense of humor just changed? Have I just matured in a way where I no longer find spoof that funny? I don't think that is the case. I can still watch the original Naked Gun and find it funny. The original Airplane, I still find those funny. But is that just a nostalgic thing? Maybe I find that funny just because I used to find it funny. But now, presented with brand new spoof comedy, I can't put my finger on why, what's different about this compared to the old one. It's still doing just as many wordplay jokes. Care to take a seat? No thanks. I have enough seats at home. You know, those wordplay jokes, that's the same caliber of wordplay jokes that happened in the original Naked Gun and Airplane. Like I get it. They're funny wordplay jokes, but it just didn't make me laugh. I just think the spoof of it all, maybe we've just moved past it. Like, I loved, for example, Shaun of the Dead. I think that is one of the funniest films ever made. I think just an incredible movie. I even loved the Austin Powers films. I really liked them. But yes, since those films, and those were many years ago now. We're talking like over 20 years ago, these films, right? Any spoof film is just a bit cringy, a bit silly. It's like every single person in the film is a bit insane and isn't quite normal, and yeah, it's just a little bit dull to watch, if I'm honest with you. My cinema wasn't laughing. The opening scene, spoiler alert, is the one with Liam Neeson dressed as a little girl. Then he stands up, he's got a little girl's schoolgirl outfit on, and he starts killing all the bad guys. Just fell flat. Like, my cinema wasn't laughing that much at all, if I'm honest with you. There wasn't tons of laughter, But like, again, like I say, I don't know if it's just my sense of humor has changed and I've matured in a different way, but like all the things in it, I guess, are funny. It's funny to see Liam Neeson in the little schoolgirl outfit doing the action scenes that he does from Taken, you know. I guess that is funny, but I didn't laugh. It wasn't tickling my funny bone at all. Paul Walter Hauser made me laugh a tiny bit. I chuckled every now and then in this film. But for the most part, I was like, ugh, this is just not hitting it the way that I like in those old versions of this for some reason. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Maybe you found it just hilarious, beginning to end. Every line is a joke. Every wordplay gag just tickled you and you laughed so much. Maybe. I did chuckle. Every now and then I chuckled. But for the most part, I was like, yeah. And it's not like comedy in general has gone downhill. Like the most recent season of Curb Your Enthusiasm was hilarious. You know, there's still tons of comedy out there that's hilarious, but for some reason in movies, it seems to be harder to make people laugh in movies, and it's more a series thing these days. I mean, the funniest film I've seen in a while is probably Anora, and that's not even a comedy, really. It's kind of a deep dive into the human condition, but Anora made me out loud laugh a bunch of times. This Naked Gun, which is an outright comedy where every single line is a wordplay joke, didn't tickle me. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and let's just move on. So, finally, I'm gonna go through who I think will win in the Emmys. The Emmys, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go through who I think is going to win. So, first, we have Outstanding Drama Series. So, as you can see there on the screen, we've got Andor, which was wonderful. Diplomat, I really enjoyed. The Last of Us, I loved The Last of Us. I know lots of people didn't. Paradise, surprisingly really good. The Pit, just insanely amazing. Severance, and an incredible second season. Slow Horses is always great. And White Lotus just kept everybody talking, was in the zeitgeist for so long. What do I think is going to win? In my opinion, it's The Pit. The Pit was the best series out of those. Very close second is probably Severance, then Last of Us, then maybe White Lotus, maybe Andor. But The Pit was just so good. The Pit, I haven't been able to get out of my mind. You know, I'm probably going to watch that all again. I think The Pit was just outstanding. So that's my pick for the Emmys. Outstanding Drama Series, we've got The Pit. Now, Outstanding Comedy Series, we got Abbott Elementary. I don't really get that show. I don't find it that funny. The Bear, not a comedy at all. Hacks, that's fine. Nobody Wants This, I loved Nobody Wants This. Only Murders in the Building, just fine. Shrinking, I think Shrinking is amazing. The Studio, what a wonderful surprise. Probably Seth Rogen's best work ever. And What We Do in the Shadows. For me, Outstanding Comedy Series goes to The Studio. I think The Studio is going to win. Honestly, I think The Studio was just such a great series. Just made me so happy. Really funny. Really creative. These long shots. And speaking of long shots, like long takes, I mean, let's move on to Outstanding Limited or Anthology Series. And of course, number one is Adolescence. And then we got Black Mirror. We got Dying for Sex. We've got Monsters, the Lyle and Erik Story, which I was speaking about earlier on in this episode, and we have Penguin. So this was a wonderful pack of out of limited or anthology series. Obviously, I do think Adolescence will win and deserves to win. It's just incredible what they managed to do with that series. The delicate conversation they had about a very tricky subject, a very pertinent subject here in the UK. I thought the Penguin was incredible, but I'm sorry, the Penguin, you're in a year where they have Adolescence, and Adolescence was just one of the greatest things I've seen that just took over the zeitgeist as well. Everyone was talking about Adolescence. Outstanding lead actor in a drama series. We got Sterling K. Brown for Paradise. I thought he was great. Gary Oldman in Slow Horses is always good. He's so good. Pedro Pascal in The Last of Us. I really think he stole that show, and he wasn't even in most of it. That's a sign of a great lead actor. Adam Scott in Severance, again, really incredible. And then Noah Weil in The Pit. Oh God, this is a real difficult one for me. Every single performance was great. I'd have to go for Noah Weil. I believed every single second of that show. It was like, is this real? Just great. Outstanding lead actress in a drama series, Kathy Bates Matlock. She was wonderful. Sharon Horgan, Bad Sisters. I didn't get around to seeing that, unfortunately. Britt Lower for Severance, wonderful. Bella Ramsey, Last of Us. I personally thought she was really good. And Kerry Russell, The Diplomat. For me, it's Kathy Bates. I think she just owned that role. She just completely and utterly owned that role. And if you know Kathy Bates, you know her as being this big, tough lady who was in films like Misery, playing that big, strong lady in the Office series. And you see her in this and she plays a little old lady. And she is completely and utterly believable. And yeah, I think she's going to win. Got Kathy Bates. Outstanding lead actor in a comedy series. We've got Adam Brody. Nobody Wants This. Seth Rogen, The Studio. Jason Segel, Shrinking. Martin Short, Only Murders in the Building. And Jeremy Allen White, The Bear, which isn't a comedy. This is also a difficult one. I can't choose. I might go Adam Brody, for Nobody Wants This. I think Adam Brody is loved in the industry. Obviously from the OC. He was so good in that, and everyone remembers him from TV, from that show. And he's back, and he's better than ever in Nobody Wants This. I could go to Seth Rogen, but I'm going to go Adam Brody. But that's a big swing. I will say that I could be very wrong there. Outstanding leading actress in a comedy series. We've got Uzo Aduba for The Residents. Kristen Bell, Nobody Wants This. Quinta Brunson, Abbott Elementary. Ayo Edebiri, The Bear. And Jean Smart, Hacks. Damn, Jean Smart in Hacks is so good. But I am going to go for a Nobody Wants This double whammy. I'm going to go Kristen Bell. I just think those two, the chemistry between them was undeniable. The flirting, the back and forth, the banter, the characters they developed, just great. I really think they did an incredible job. Okay, outstanding leading actor in a limited or anthology series or movie. We got Colin Farrell for The Penguin, Stephen Graham, Adolescence, Jake Gyllenhaal, Presumed Innocent, Brian Tyree Henry, Dope Thief, and Cooper Koch, Monsters, the Lyle and Erik Story. I would personally be giving this one to Stephen Graham. Just what he managed to do for Adolescence. Like, I can't overstate how great that show was, how important that show is, how they told this story with these one long takes, and the long takes aren't even something that I think about, and that's incredible, right? It's this big thing that's this like masterpiece that should be like, wow, how did they do that? How did they do that? But you forget about it because the performances in this are so real and so scary to watch, and it's just a great performance from Stephen Graham. And my camera's just run out. I'm very sorry about that, but I will just finish this. So, outstanding lead actress in the limited or anthology series, we got Kate Blanchett, disclaimer. Megan Faye, Sirens. Rashida Jones, Black Mirror. Christine Milioti for The Penguin. And Michelle Williams for Dying for Sex. For me, I'm going to go for... I might actually go for Christine Milioti, for The Penguin. She's against Kate Blanchett, who might be the greatest living actress there is. But, damn, Christine Milioti was so good in The Penguin. I'm giving it to her. But I'm not going to go through all of the categories. Those are the main ones. And I think it's been a great year for TV. I can't wait to see the Emmys and see who wins. And we'll see if I was close in my predictions or not. Sorry, the camera ran out again. But let me know what you thought in the comments below. I love you all. I think you're just absolutely wonderful people. And just remember that I love you.